Hello, I'm Toycat, and Minecraft worlds are a form of art, and like any other art medium, there is a cream of the crop that rises to the top, but that also means that there is a lot of stuff underneath it, hiding away from view. So today I'm going to be shining a light on the underbelly of the marketplace, because you can actually sort Minecraft's paid map store by things like most expensive and see the $20 anime skin pack, or you can sort by worst rated and see the maps we'll be going through today, starting with, interestingly, this Feed the Beast map. That's right, it's by the official Feed the Beast people, and it's called Mini Blocks with just a 2-star rating. I had to wonder how it got that way, and so, despite every sense in my body saying, don't give them $3, Toycat, I have to click this button anyway. Oh, it's not very voluntary, let me tell you. And we have to try out the Mini Blocks map. Okay, I like what I see so far. It's got 2 simple steps. Take any block to a mini crafting table to craft mini blocks, and a mini crafting table is used at a stone cutter with a regular crafting table. Or I could read that if I want to do some things old school, but it's a simple 4-page book, and even better, they're giving me the exact things I need to try this out. And so let's do that right now, make some mini blocks. So these are 4 miniature crafting tables. Oh, look how cute they are. Oh, and from this, I can now put any block in there, and something fun will come out, which I can then use for reasons. Oh, okay. This is a little uninspiring. Oh, even better, the map is in a polar wasteland, so you just spawn being attacked by polar bears. Well, that's a logical thing for a survival map to do when they're trying to give you creative abilities. But yeah, just to show you this again, I can do this with any block that I find around here, including these barrels. Oh, look, there's already some miniature barrels. Can they store as many items? Oh, they can. It's just a barrel, but it's small. That's disappointing. So I'll start by saying they've got some incredible builds that they made here. Look at this factory. This is actually something incredible to look at. I do like what I'm seeing in terms of building. However, I think they did make a few crucial mistakes. Did I just get attacked through the wall there? Come on, polar bears. You know, you're better than this. Actually, no, they're not. They're literally the opposite of that. But most people hear mini blocks and they think of the chiseled and bits mods being able to make the tiniest parts of any block you want to. However, this map does not do that. You can't make tiny versions or corner versions of things. All you can do is take any solid block you find and put it in to make miniature versions of that block. That's fine by itself. I think this block could be really interesting if it was placeable anywhere in a block besides the center. Or indeed, if you could place it on any part you wanted to, but you can't even have these blocks be floating. They're always bottom aligned, which is confusing if I place it, say, below a smoker, because it just sits there awkwardly. What is the value of these mini blocks? And is the first question, and the answer is not very good. But if you ignore that and say, okay, so it's just a map that has one gimmick, and the gimmick's not very good, but that surely isn't one of the 5 worst maps ever. Well, the problem is the rest of the map is a survival challenge, if you will, but you spawn with all of the resources you'd ever need in a factory right here, so it's not actually survival. This is spawning in survival and then giving yourself diamonds, except then you have polar bears to stop you from getting your own diamonds, so it's not even a fun cheaty map. And in case you think it gets even worse than that, you better believe it does, because this is also a ridiculously huge snowy biome with basically no end in sight in any direction. And so what is the value of this map? I would love to tell you I have the answer, but all I have for right now is, well, look, you can make tiny versions of things, and then you can use the tiny versions of things to not be conveniently combined together in any sense of that word. Oh, also, some blocks can't be made tiny. So this miniature crafting that only works for one specifically miniaturizing also doesn't work on all blocks, including some of the ones they give you right here at spawn. And so would I say this map is good? Well, I would definitely say that it's not bad. And I would say that, you know, is it actually worse than, you know, the fact that there are millions of children catching cancer every day? I don't think you'll find it is. This is a wonderful map and a really great thing that I recommend if you've ever wanted to build with tiny blocks, but in a way that actually doesn't help you in the slightest, and, you know, functionally is the same as having big blocks in every way besides the visuals, and you're willing to pay for it to only be on this one map that doesn't really work in survival. And honestly, this is such a cool map. It gets me excited for the next 4, because boy, does it not start here. So our first map here is already a 6 out of 10 on the refundability scale. I'm already questioning why it is that I've paid for this map, that I have zero intention of ever loading up again, because when would I ever want miniature blocks that bad that I'm going to go into a whole special map with a weird factory just so I can have versions of blocks that don't actually do anything for me? The answer is probably never, huh? but, you know, it wasn't actively offensive, and I guess if you wanted to, you could be inspired by this build, and you could maybe fight polar bears using your tiny weapons or something, if you wanted to. So where the first map left a sour taste in my mouth alongside 9 others, this next map costs more than double as much and has more than 10 times as many reviews, with 73% of those, 74% of those being negative, which is crazy when you consider that it has 3 different borders, funny settings, achievement randomizer, no loot challenge, see all upcoming achievements, multiplayer friendly, free skins, survival but the world expands. This is exciting. How could I not be on board? Eventually. So an update from literally 4 minutes later, by the way, is that the world has started to generate. Oh, we're in. Oh, you can check the footage on that, by the way. 4 minutes might mean exaggeration, but it was at least 2. It was somewhere in there. How long is a map meant to take? And more importantly, what took so long to load? Right now, I just see a big black area with a question mark to tell me how this works. So I'm going to go ahead and pick not a plains biome for my spawn. Oh, we only get 3. I guess I'm picking a plains biome. I'm going to play with random... No, that doesn't sound fun. I'm just going to play this on the defaultest settings ever because I want to see if the map actually works. I would guess that there is a real possibility of... Oh, yeah, no, I can't create the world. Wait, am I doing something wrong? Okay, I'll try random order. Nope, that doesn't work. Okay, standard order, let's go. Oh, no, okay. Okay, it worked. It took a while, but it worked. I'm now in my world, and I just have to open my achievement book. Oh, sneak and interact to open and close. And now by opening the book, I get my first achievement. Oh, God. It's like playing Minecraft in VR. I jump for the first time, which I can't do right now, but there we go, and I get the next achievement. Honestly, this is seeming pretty fine. It was janky to load the world, and it was very janky to make it actually open, but right now, this is good. The sound effects are on point. I don't like that we spawned at night. I think that is a little bit silly, but you know, honestly, nothing too terrible. Like, I'm genuinely excited to make this pickaxe because, ooh, what a nice noise it makes. Yeah, that one too. I would say it's a little bit backwards that the game doesn't count you obtaining achievements when you haven't done it, but that doesn't seem like a, you know, review bomb-worthy thing. I wouldn't say this is a 2-star map. It seems pretty fine. Again, I guess we'll have to break this real quick just so we can replace it, get the furnace, and then do that achievement. But so far, this is seeming great. This seems like a good captive survival. I don't love that at some point the achievement book stopped working. Like, no matter what I try, I can't get it to open my achievements. It's opening a second page only. The first page has just gone missing. But besides that, and also the fact that, by the way, this is permanently locked to an inventory slot, I don't think there's anything wrong with this yet. I think it's actively charming that the barriers at the edge of the world don't show until you mine the block that's there. I think that's a cool way to do the barrier and make it feel somewhat natural, although maybe it feels a bit weird for some people. I like this all personally. Okay, an update from about 5 minutes further in is the game got incredibly laggy for no reason underground. There was no proper explanation as to why, and I think it's just gone away again now. But yeah, I'm looking for coal. I'm not finding a lot of success. Aha! I'm gonna be honest with you, these are uninventive quests, but again, to me, none of this is grounds for the worst map ever. Although, again, bad taste to make me craft a full set of stone tools and then say, nah, we want iron instead. But, you know, bad taste is nothing I've not seen before. Yeah, I did it. Now all I have to do is obtain an apple and obtain a leafs block, which will be easy because, okay, there's wood in that house over there. Maybe I can open the rest for chests. So that is apparently not how any of that works. If I want to see what's in the house, I'm going to have to unlock some new layers. And so instead I need to obtain an apple, which is also going to require a tree that I do not have. So maybe they're stored at the bottom of the world somewhere, or maybe there's some apples I just don't see. But I think I was meant to maybe regrow a tree, and otherwise the map has become impossible. Okay, you know what? There's grass down here, so maybe, just maybe, if I dig down... Oh, I should have seen that coming, really. Okay, fall in the water, and now I can see from down here, there are no trees. There's some bones, which is handy, and, yeah, this challenge is impossible. Oh, so there are multiple things you can do at a given point in time and also sometimes the game will switch your challenges for you. I don't know what happened or why, but I guess I'm pleased. Yeah, the achievement menu won't tell me. So what happened here, to be clear, is actually not 100% the map's fault. They did allow me to softlock myself by smelting my only saplings and then not give me access to any others, but arguably this was my fault and I should have worked out there were no more saplings coming. And so really the only things we can fault the map for are the fact that as it has cycled me through different achievements, it got me out of that issue, it still won't tell me what achievements there are to get. There's no way to look at the other pages in this book. And the other thing we can fault it for is being 400 megabytes and barely loading after several minutes and some weird janky issues. However, I would say this is a better map, like one I could actually recommend if you don't mind those weird issues. It's not the best captive survival, but it's not one of the worst examples of that. And boy, if you want to see the worst examples of things, wait till we get to the worst item on this list. But let's jump into the third worst map on the marketplace. It is one by Octovon. They're very pleased. They want you to subscribe to them. And it's called Medieval Furniture. Boy, I thought there were too many furniture maps on the marketplace, but little did I realize that actually I was just missing out. So I have done a little bit of reading on how this map works. And unlike most furniture maps where you're kind of free to explore and create your own furniture from scratch, the way it works with this one is you have something called an edit tool, which allows you to edit any number of blocks around your world. And when I say any number, what I mean is there's this little fun menu which allows you to rotate any block that exists in the world if it is a specific decoration, and also change what it looks like. So we can make this one sideways, for example, or we can take a torch and we can make that torch into a whatever this is, or a candelabra, for example, which is really, really fun if you ask me. So you can change the expression of various blocks, and so if you want to have a basket that's not empty but instead has red apples, or get this is revolutionary, green apples, then you'll be able to do that using this map. I mean, really, it's a pretty compelling sales pitch already. It doesn't need much more explaining, but here's the great thing about this map. Not only can you not place down your own furniture, like for example, if you wanted to make your own house, there is no furniture in there already, and you can't place your own down. So there's 165 unique pieces according to the marketplace listing, but I can't actually use any of those. Also, look at this diagonal fence thing. Oh, how did they do that? Is this a cool quirk of the map? Nope, there's a unique item that allows that to happen, I assume. What the heck is this? Can I change it with the edit tool? I can't. It just exists there to make the map look pretty. Okay, well that's cool, I guess. But yeah, the map has not only does the map not give you the ability to place furniture from scratch, and only indeed to edit it, but also most of the items in this map are not editable. There are 165 pieces of furniture, but I have to assume they're like triple counting all the things they are using, because I looked around for so long trying to find versions of this, and I just see more and more torches, which by the way, altering these torches doesn't make any sense, but I found more and more torches and more barrels. And so this is a map where you can change the orientation of barrels, and that's about it. That is the extent of the beauty. Oh, okay, here we go. We found a ladder. I can change this ladder into a slightly differently rotated one. I mean, it's not climbable, but it's nice to know I can hang it against nothing. I can change the spade into a pickaxe, or a sword, or a bow. You see, that's exciting. And, okay, no, those are the two brand new items. I found 5 items so far that you can change. And that is the extent of what you are paying all this money for. Boy, do I regret it, by the way. I felt like we need to talk about refunds as we come into this. But for now, it's worth saying that this map is a pretty set of builds that meets the bare minimum standard for what you're even legally able to sell in the marketplace. Or rather, what you're able to sell in the marketplace by Microsoft terms. Because really, what is this map? It is a collection of medieval buildings with some pretty nice signs that you can't edit, by the way, because you're in some weird, like a game mode right here where you can't do that. But even stranger than this is the fact that there are portals. Like, there is something that this map intended to do, and I do not know what it is. Oh, you can now go back there. Okay, so update. I found myself a furniture store. Isn't that fun? And if you're in the furniture store, you can take, say, a table, and once you have the table, if you don't drop it on the ground, I'll take 8 of these just to be clear, Then once you have it, you can then edit that piece of furniture. So look at my table. It's tiny, but okay, that's the table I want. Look at my table. I can rotate it and I can change the type. That's fun. So yeah, you can decorate the interiors of your houses in this one world if you find the furniture store, which even the FAQ didn't seem to tell me much about. But even that furniture store then only seems to sell the basics. So a chest or a bed or a wardrobe, you know, like stuff that sort of exists in Minecraft, just not as pretty. And so this is exclusively useful for if you want to decorate your house using stuff that is slightly nicer than in Minecraft. And also, by the way, it's not just decorate your house. Decorate a brand new house, because this won't work on any other map. Even though this is an add-on that you could in theory put into your world, because it requires the furniture store, and because it requires the edit tool, and because of the fact that you can't take add-ons out of the marketplace, more crucially, this is just a map for you to enjoy in its own right. I would feel rightfully ripped off if I thought that this was worth spending money on, and then I bought it, excited to get the medieval furniture in my house, and then realized I could only get the medieval furniture in the houses that they decided were worthwhile. And so I guess it's not as bad as I thought. You can in fact decorate these rooms, but just why? What are you doing that for? I would love to know. Because it seems just a bit dumb. Also, you can't sit on the stools, so you stand in them if you want to. So that's fun, I guess. Yeah. All the furniture you can walk through. So honestly, 10 out of 10, banging job. Oh, never mind. You can sit. You just have to. It's the weird type of sitting, like on a horse. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say this could be worse. It does function as a map. And it is what it says. If you knew about the marketplace, this would do what it says on the tin, or more or less. It's just not a very inspiring map, and also a lot of people aren't going to know that rule. Like, you might be wondering, why is this the third worst map on the marketplace when there are clearly quite a few maps that are technically worse than this? Well, a lot of them fall into this same category of being an X-ray modification map, which means they're all going to feel, the same burn when they basically mislead people buying their map into saying, yeah, you could see through the world, something you would only want to do on a world where your friends are there, or where you're looking to deliberately cheat in a world you already have. And so they're looking people willing to spend money on basically looking through their world for various reasons, and then what they actually get is a map that only works on the one world you buy. I would show you this point, but again, I really don't give money to the X-ray people, but instead let me just say that all of these thousands of reviews, and there's a minimum of 10 sales for every reviews, are people who bought the game or bought the map thinking they would have an X-ray texture pack they could use, but instead they bought a world that only lets them X-ray through that specific one. And so there are tens of thousands of upset customers, and I don't think Minecraft is doing anything about it. And by the way, I should mention, even though they're incredibly misleading, saying that you can make your survival adventure easier, toggleable X-ray, and implying that, yeah, with the new X-ray tool, you could get through the world, like having this very misleading sales pitch where genuinely 70% of their customers are unhappy and leave a 1-star review. That's insane by itself. But yeah, the reason this is the second place map, even though there's technically 2 of them, is because it's all the exact same gimmick. In fact, there's one that's slightly cheaper here, which I could use to prove the same point. Oh look, there's one that's also over here that's on sale right now. But there's so many variants of this exact map that all have the exact same issue of people buying it, expecting it to go great, and then giving it a 1-star review. This one even says it's multiplayer friendly, implying that, yeah, you could hop on a multiplayer world, and so 7,000 reviews. That means at least 70,000 people have bought this, thinking they could do this on any regular world, cheating their way through the world, which, like, fair play, they probably shouldn't be doing that. And then of those, 65% of people went, did you just trick me? And so, to show you that this is real, I'll give them my free 10 mine coins. Is it just a Minecraft marketplace thing that when you buy a map, it starts raining immediately? Anyway, this is the magical world that gives you the X-ray button. When you hold this, okay, you get a miniature Caesar, and then you can see through the world, but not from up here, obviously. But that's a fun concept. So now I'm gonna drink a potion of night vision. I'm gonna get my super crazy hack tools, and I'm gonna speak to the wizard man. Oh no, I can't speak to the wizard man. He's just here to represent that the items in the chest are magical. So yeah, I'm looking around the world and I'm seeing nothing too inspiring, but I am also seeing a big hole in the ground right there. Oh, because look, they've given an X-ray, not just to me, but they've actually covered the ground in glass, which I can then break through. Oh, no, I can't. Okay, well. Yeah, well, that's a problem, huh? You can't actually... The tools don't work. Oh, yeah, am I in adventure mode? I guarantee I'm in adventure mode. I bet they missed something really obvious. No, I'm not. Okay. So why am I dying? Why can't I defend myself? Why is it thundering? What a terribly designed map. Oh, I can't open this chest. Okay, has my PC crashed? Nope. What the heck is happening in this map? Anyway, so the point is they're selling me X-ray vision on this one particular map. But even then, it doesn't work. I think I'm just getting night vision and the ability to slowly watch as my sanity drains. And also, I can't defend myself. This is the worst thing I've ever played. Okay, so not only have I just paid for a map that doesn't work by itself, but here's the best bit. The whole reason this X-ray texture pack works is because if we go to resources packs, you'll find right in here, Modern X-Ray. And if I really like this resource pack, Modern X-Ray, right? Then I might want to play it on a really important world of mine. So here is my multiplayer world that my friends play on, and I would like to be devious behind their back. And so I will, okay, no, it's not in here. Oh, that's weird. It's the newest texture pack I've just downloaded, but I'll scroll through the entire thing, and you won't find a single X-ray pack, assuming I haven't downloaded one, which I'm pretty sure I haven't. I can download all sorts of texture packs, but you have to pay for texture packs as a texture pack. You cannot pay for a Minecraft Marketplace world, even if it comes with a texture pack, and use that in your world, which you might say is ridiculous, and so too would many others. But yeah, if you pay for Modern X-Ray, you get a map that doesn't even work as an X-Ray map and also doesn't work as a texture pack. This is the worst thing I've ever paid for. By the way, this is not a unique market. Keep in mind that there is overpowered X-Ray, X-Ray, X-Ray modes, X-Ray. Lots of maps selling you X-Ray packs because lots of people would like to do so. And the only ones that give you any advice on this are BD Craft with this tiny warning in the bottom right. This is the most readable. Then there's Honey Frost saying X-Ray only world. Then there's this one, which is hidden underneath a diamond block glow. I don't know whether I should applaud them for trying to write it on there, or scold them for writing it on there and then immediately trying to draw your attention away, but only these three ones will tell you that it's only on the world provided. Oh, actually, this one too. But outside of these three, it gets really, really niche when they're telling you about only works in the world provided. So for example, this one right here, it's in the bottom left. I think that's fairly fair, but this one right here, you can barely read, even if I tell you that says X-ray only in world. That is not a very good disclaimer, and also it's written so poorly that they know what they're doing and they're deliberately trying to hide it from you, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And so, you know what we have to do now, right? We have to go into the map I just bought, Modern X-Ray, and say this literally did not work. Not only would this have been dumb if it did work, because it wouldn't have worked the way I wanted to, it physically did not, and so 1 star. Why? Send feedback to creator, please. This map doesn't work. Please give me my money back. The money motive behind all of these maps is incredibly clear, and they are all raking it in. Even the ones that say only for use in intended world are still getting hundreds of reviews and therefore thousands of downloads, and the ones which aren't saying this are very much racking up tens of thousands of downloads at several dollars a piece. And so there is lots of money to be made in pretending that you can have hack clients or X-rays or anything else. And a lot of people would say, oh, this is terrible. The lowest end part of the marketplace are the things that physically shouldn't exist there, and this is what Microsoft has done to the game. But I would like to at least raise a brief moment to say that actually, even though you can pay for these things and they're terrible and they should be held to a higher standard because they do cost money, it's not a unique flaw of the marketplace, and indeed they don't have a monopoly on bad maps. Here is some MCPUDL map with 3.1 to 4 stars as a rating, which sounds pretty bad until you get to Bedrock prisons, which there are multiple prisons you've got to escape from. This has a 2.4 star, but then you've got Ilingo's Easy Parkour, which currently has 2.5 stars as well. There are lots of terribly rated maps outside of the marketplace, and this is ignoring the fact that they're free. People hate these maps even though they didn't pay for them, because I mean, looking at this one, actually, instead of just criticizing it, let's load up the map ourselves. So this is a real map someone put a lot of time and effort into. It was, I assume, a lot of time and effort. Honestly, the wood's a bit basic, but let's go through this easy parkour, shall we? You know what? Actually, they really are delivering on the easy factor. It's good as a way to learn about how parkour works, but it's not so good as a way to Okay, so that's a respawn point, I assume. Okay, we're actually in the hard places now. Look at this. Oh, I fell. Probably was my fault, but I'm still going to keep going through with this. As you can see, easy parkour, actually surprisingly satisfying. I feel as though in Minecraft, there's a lot of parkour that's like going to be over the top, like that's deliberately their point. But I kind of like this, where it's just, yeah, everything is doable. You can get in your Zen mode, you can zone out your brain, you could go through this. You know, actually, I think I was trying to prove that this map is bad, but I kind of like this. At the price point of free, I feel like it is 100% delivering. And if they decided they wanted to whack this on the marketplace and charge $4 for it, some people would say, wait, no, that's what would make it bad, right? The part where they charge you money for the bad map. But in my opinion, the part that is actually bad is not charging for something. A lot of people, your time is worth something, even if you put something out that I don't love. But in my opinion, the place where it falls down is when you're actively misleading people in order to get something. And I think there's a few ways you can mislead people. One is by having a product which doesn't match it, you know, like a form of clickbait, if you will. But I think another way that you can do the same, you know, again, I think the X-ray maps are a great example, but it's also true when you have a map that is broken, that doesn't indicate it in any way. It is also true when you have some clear limitations, ouch. It's also clear when you have some big limitations that you don't advertise, and it's also very true. Do I just have to accept this? Okay, well, that's fun. But it's also incredibly true when you have a map that maybe is missing out on some of the features, and maybe some of them haven't even been basically bug tested to the point where it's clear that no one on the team has loaded it up, which is, you know, maybe something I'm just bringing up as we move into the final map today. I think it would be entirely irresponsible to buy a map that was made up of 1 and 2 star ratings exclusively, but you better believe that's what we do here on this channel, so let's find out what's going on with one block collectors. So my first impression is that the map is actually pretty fancy. They've got these custom blocks, custom paintings, a little room that you wait in before jumping into it, and for some reason they've also decided to start the map with a hole in the ceiling and active lightning. So I feel like if I was going to leave a rating, right now it wouldn't be 1 or 2 stars. What goes so horribly wrong here? Also, what is the point of that lever? Is it just decoration? Let's play the map and see what's actually going on then, shall we? One Block Collectors by Cubed Creations. So I'm spawned entirely surrounded by these big blue cubes, except for on these 2 islands, maybe intentionally, and I have to break this dirt block to get things in the future. Every time I break the dirt block, I get dirt blocks, and if I get 5 dirt blocks, then I'll be able to do something, it seems like. So first, I've got to break some wood, though. Great! And then some more wood. Okay, I'm getting the hang of this. So this is 1 block, but the block is always changing, which is, I think, fairly normal for the genre. Let's make a weird crafting table. I don't know why that had to be so different. Let's make a wooden pickaxe, and let's start mining the stone now. And now we can make a stone axe, which will be handy for when it goes back to wood. When it's wood, I use the axe. When it's not wood, I'll use something else. And eventually, we'll get enough blocks to do everything we want to do. Easy. The texture pack is the tiniest bit unsettling to me, but otherwise there doesn't seem to be anything vastly wrong with this map. It is a 1 block map, which seems a bit basic, and but otherwise, if I get these blocks, something fun is going to happen, right? So we're going to walk over there using some planks, and now that I'm here, I click and I add my items, and I've finished one of the categories. I'll finish another one, and now I just need 5 cobblestone. So let's get going. Let's do the cobblestone. While mining for the cobblestone, I found an entire chest, by the way. Very, very bizarre. But that is now my 5th block, which means I've done something to unlock an oak island. So now that I've unlocked the oak island as the first one, I can definitely confirm that those are meant to be locked, but for some reason aren't. But I won't judge it too hard. Instead, what I'll do is I'll craft some slabs, and I'll see if I can get my way over to that oak island. I apparently can't place while this thing's here, but it's fine. Let's go over to Oakland. So for the absolute worst map on the marketplace, I can honestly say, you know what? It's working as a map right now. I'm not particularly compelled by its challenge. I mean, a part of me does want to do all these little things and see where they unlock. And but right now it just seems like it's a bit mediocre. What could be so bad that people say, no, actually, this is 1 star? I feel like I need to keep playing because I must be missing it. Like, I don't love this texture pack, but I wouldn't say it's a 1 star map as a result. I would say it's a very interesting and maybe basic challenge. But yeah, is something wrong with that? Am I missing it? The only way to know for sure is to just keep on mining and seeing what happens when we unlock the next island, or indeed if there really even is a purpose to doing so. I have officially gotten myself the 10 coal, which means Jungle Island is mine. Very odd decision on the progression to make it this island and then that one right afterwards, but I'm not here to complain. I'm just here to work out what's going on. It's also a little bit buggy the way these cubes are loading in, but again, I feel like this isn't necessarily the worst thing. It's just a bit confusing. Oh, also look at that chicken over there. He's having a bad time, that's for sure. I was just about to compliment this village's design, by the way, and then I realized I couldn't place blocks anywhere near it. I wanted to jump over to this island I unlocked, but I physically wasn't able to. And also it's raining. That's wonderful. But yeah, weirdly enough, I can't place any blocks to actually get to this island, which I unlocked a while ago, right? And so maybe if we just go round, we can do things. But no, there is a physical barrier around this island, which hasn't gone away, and then that got me worried. So now what I'm gonna try and do is go to the Jungle Island. But what do you know? Me trying to go to the Jungle Island results in a very familiar magical barrier I can't get through. I can try and sprint at this all I like, but there is an invisible barrier all along the side of this that was meant to go away, I'm sure, when these blue barriers faded, but didn't. I think I have worked out why this map is a 1.3 star map. And it's not because it's a bad idea, although, let's be entirely clear here, this map would get boring after, what, like 25 minutes once you got to a decent number of islands? Like, you could reasonably play this for like an hour or so and then be stuck in the middle of the air forever. But the bigger problem is not the fact that it's a uninspiring map or that it's got a fairly ugly texture pack. The bigger problem with this map is the fact that you can't actually access the islands. The whole point, the one gimmick they've applied to this very much done concept of having a single block where all your blocks come from, the one thing they did unique, they forgot to actually do. And so I think that's funny. But I also need to know, just for my own curiosity, do those islands work? They don't have big blue blobs around them. Maybe I can go to those islands instead. Oh, the answer is no, by the way. It's just you can only see from a certain distance down and... oh, okay. And even better, the map has the beauty of permadeath, which means if you do die to one of these barriers, it's not just that you didn't get to go where you want to be. And again, isn't it ridiculous that these barriers glitch in and out of existence? But it's not just that you didn't get to your island, you lose all of your progress up until that point. So not only are these blue boxes glitchy in terms of visuals, not only is this a bit of a bizarre map, it's not just that people are getting a service they're not paying for, it's the fact that the map is actively trolling you, because when you try to jump over here and get into the water, you fall down and you die with no keep inventory, which means that you've lost all that work, and then you realize you've got just a single block and you have to play a map which is giving you unlock challenges which mean nothing. This is not just actively, you know, like being a broken map. This is being a broken map in the way that spites the player the worst. And I do not blame people rating it 1 star. I might even blame the people rating it 2 star. What about this map made it redeemable? Those reviews are fairly nice in that they're saying, yeah, well, I guess if you wanted to, you could play it as a 1 block challenge with nothing else to that. However, ultimately, this is one of the worst 1 block challenges, and I don't even like this texture pack. I have to say, it's too close to vanilla to have this many quirky details and strange sticks, and so my overall ranking of this map is, why does it exist? Why do you have to be like this? Why is Minecraft selling this to you? The Minecraft marketplace takes a very hands-off approach towards what they sell on their platform, and this can lead to their strengths in the very best of cases. However, this also means that once you go through the process of becoming a Minecraft marketplace partner, quality standards aren't enforced in any real sense of the word, and indeed they leave it up to you to make something as long as it passes their certification checks, which are all about making sure it doesn't crash devices or break people's world saves, then you are good to go. But this does leave a huge void when they are interacting with customers on the marketplace partner's behalf and vice versa, and there is not a decent customer support mechanism in between. Indeed, after today's experiences, I tweeted, I spent $4 on a map that doesn't work with a lot of 1-star reviews and not a single good one. Is there a way to get a refund directly at the Minecraft marketplace? And at time of recording, I don't have a response, and you know, this is a witty way of saying I'm not going to get one, because ultimately, no matter what you say, Minecraft does have a big interest in not having happier customers, because they're not Minecraft's customers in their minds. It is a customer of the Feed the Beast team, or of this guy, or these people, and so if I'm unhappy with those people, then I can choose not to buy from them again. But as Mojang is actively marketing their game towards children, and they like to imagine their average customer as being somewhere in the early to late teenage ages, what if I put some of my allowance into buying something that was so incredibly marketed towards me, something that got me hyped, and then which literally didn't deliver on even the bare minimum of its stated goals? I think I'd have a right to be upset. And right now, the only refund process you have is you either contact the team directly, or you can contact the platform holder. You can do a credit card chargeback, or you can try and argue like, oh yeah, someone else did it, not me. There's a lot of like sneaky ways to get a refund, but every other digital store will say if you played this for less than X amount of time, have a full refund on us. Having happy customers means accepting that 5% of those customers will do refunds. This is the policy of good customer service, and the Minecraft marketplace charges huge fees to their creators. They're taking huge cuts of these payments, and then they're saying, oh, you're not buying from us, we just happen to be profiting from it because it's our game. That's not how it works. I'm not making a transaction with Feed the Beast or with this guy. Instead, what I'm doing is I'm buying some coins from you, Minecraft, and you are therefore on the hook to make sure I at least get what I paid for and can load up the world at a bare minimum. That is my hot take. I would like refunds for everything I purchased today. Maybe besides, I could see an exception, maybe, for the medieval furniture. That was a sad map. I could maybe see an exception for the captive survival. That was just poorly optimized. Everything else, though, I do not know why they are allowed to sell it, and the fact that they have so many 1-star reviews means that someone at Minecraft is aware, and they just don't care. That is a problem. That is the underlying point I'm trying to raise today, and I hope that someone, if you're watching this, you realize that you can't control bad content. There's always going to be bad versions of art forms everywhere. This is entirely acceptable, but it is your duty, if you're if you are a big company that is actively putting yourself in the in between a lot of very young people who have access to very little money, to make sure that you allow them to make the right spending decisions, and more importantly, that you don't allow them to get ripped off, in my humble opinion. But that is all for now. I have hope that you have enjoyed your Christmas Eve video today. 2024 is coming up real soon, and I want to say while we're here that there is going to be an exciting, kind of, I guess, regularity to the content. I think there is a few changes coming, but I'll talk about it more tomorrow, hopefully. Thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Merry Christmas. Bye.